Hey Jake, well welcome.
Good to
Great
see
to have you on here.
Thank you so much.
No worries. Now, hey look, I know you're not really used to the camera, so just try and ignore it if you can, right? Just be as relaxed as possible.
Yeah, for sure. I can do that.
So obviously pretty exciting what's coming up for Unfiltered and yourself, Jake. What are you most looking forward to for the year ahead?
Yeah, well, I think probably, in the past 24 hours, we've launched our new website. So we've just spent, $300,000 developing, one of the most advanced digital education media platforms, in the country. And we're super excited to launch that and scale that both here in New Zealand and into the US. So, over the next 12 months, probably the big focus for us is, our B2C consumer growth here in New Zealand and in the US. We've obviously just raised our 1.2 million seed round to fuel that. So we're putting a very good digital marketing person in place with several $100,000 of budget to play with to really scale that over the next 12 months. So that's one of the big focuses, obviously launching in the US and continuing to pull in some interviews with some pretty cool people.
So one of the things that Next provides, Jake, is anywhere, anytime access to the key business data for your business, right? And you being a global digital business, you've got your chairman in Australia, you've got you now based in New York and Yuki in New Zealand, you truly are global. How helpful is having the Next platform to see the key information on the go? How helpful has that been to you?
Oh, it's so helpful because, it's important that everybody's on the same page all of the time. And when you do have people in 3 different time zones and 3 different locations around the world, when we jump on our board calls every Monday afternoon and get on the phone together, we all are fully up to date on exactly what those numbers are, how the week's been, how much money we've made, how much we've lost, whatever it may be, due to the real-time access we have to that data.
One of the things that we're very proud of, Jake, is the fact that we can provide a full life cycle solution for high growth businesses. So a tailored solution for startups, but all the way through the largest listed companies in the world. How important has that been to you, Jake, knowing that you could have a relationship with PwC for a long period of time?
So I think it's really important. And I think one of the biggest misconceptions out there is that, you can't work with PwC because you're a small business and because it's too expensive. But that's just not true. I think you can join when you're a startup because it is very affordable and you have the certainty of that fixed monthly fee that's tailored to you. But as you grow, you can tap into the global network of hundreds of thousands of people around the world and literally get the best advice in the world that will help you grow and support your growth as well.
So Jake, in terms of the PwC brand, how important has that association been in the growth of your business?
Yeah, well, whenever you're working with one of the most powerful brands in the world, I think it does add a lot of value. And I know recently when we were going through our $1.2 million capital round, although PwC wasn't officially sort of advising us and providing accounts to our investors, I know the fact that PwC was working with us added a lot of value and added a lot of weight to those investors because they knew that we were getting good advice, having access to good advice, and they could trust the numbers that they were getting shown.
We spent quite a bit of time in the early stages, Jake, on business model.
Yeah.
A lot of time on the whiteboard in this room, actually. How important was it having someone that you could bounce ideas off and think through the business model of your venture with?
Yeah, so important. And I think having that advisor-entrepreneur relationship is probably what's most valuable today. And, you're obviously in charge of innovation and disruption here, so you know more than anyone that the landscape is changing and therefore the relationships are changing between the accountant and the entrepreneur. And I think PwC is evolving with that to ensure that the entrepreneur has access to advice that, they probably wouldn't otherwise have. And, it was very important in the early days when we were pulling apart the business model. And I know you personally suggested, one of the main parts of our business model now that's probably been 60-70% of our revenue that come from, your advice and your suggestion.
Well, thank you, Jake. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us about PwC's Next. It was great to see you again.
Yeah, thanks so much, Scott. It's always great to work with you and looking forward to the future as well.